Welcome, seekers, and thank you for joining today's episode on Yin and Yang. In Eastern philosophy, these two fundamental forces are much more than just simple opposites. They are independent energy in constant motion, forming a balanced cycle that governs both nature and our very existence. Today, I invite you to explore with me not only the essence of Yin and Yang, but also how these principles manifest in every aspect of our lives. So let's begin by understanding the concept of duality. Yin and Yang arise from the contrast of two opposing forces. Imagine the vibrant energy of our daylight versus the quiet mystery of night, or the warmth of summer contrasted with the coolness of winter. Yet, nature does not simply alternate between these states. Rather, Yin and Yang revolve around a central point, moving in a continuous circular dance. This dynamic cycle is evident in the changing seasons, the flow of time, and the rhythm of our own lives. So the Yang is associated with brightness, warmth, activity, and expansion. It is symbolized by the sun, the expansive sky, and the paternal force, often linked to masculine energy, fire, and enthusiasm. In the contrast, Yin embodies darkness, coolness, stillness, and contraction. It is represented by the moon, the earth, and the maternal force, reflecting feminine energy, water, and calmness. Consider this simple observation. When you open your eyes, the world bursts into life under the vibrant light of day, a clear expression of Yang. But when you close your eyes, the enveloping darkness of night takes over, an unmistakable manifestation of Yin. And this natural interplay between the Yin and Yang is not confined into philosophy. It is deeply woven in the fabric of the universe. The daily interaction of the sun and the moon with the earth creates cycles of day and night, which in turn gives rise to seasons. In traditional Chinese cosmology, the heavens are seen as the embodiment of pure Yang, often depicted as heaven or Qian trigram in the I Ching system, while the earth is represented as pure Yin, known as Kun in the I Ching system. Their interaction transforms these pristine forces into intricate interdependent expressions that form our postnatal world, symbolized by the trigram Kan and Li, representing water and fire, nourishment and activity respectively. Our bodies, too, reflect this cosmic dance. They are a microcosm of Yin and Yang. The upper half, the head and the chest, is predominantly Yang, associated with the brain and heart. In contrast, the lower half, encompassing the area below the bladder and around the lower abdomen, embodies Yin. For instance, the back, where the Du meridian or the governing vessel flows, channels Yang energy from the kidneys, and the front of the body, the Ren meridian or the conception vessel, is located, carries Yin energy, and is connected to the heart and internal organs. Even within our internal structures, this duality is present. The liver and the heart are considered Yang, while the lung and kidneys are seen as the Yin, with the spleen occupying a more neutral position. And this dynamic balance influences how we experience life. Whether we naturally crave warmth or feel particularly sensitive to cold is often a reflection of our internal Yin and Yang alignment. And yet, Yin and Yang are not only about the opposition, they are fundamentally interdependent. In the human body, the vital energy, qi, and blood move together in a synchronized, continuous dance. Just as the nature suffers when only one force dominates, so too can imbalance in our body leads to discomfort, illness, and disharmony. Harmony arises when these two forces nourish and support each other. And now let's delve into a fascinating aspect of the postnatal world, a realm where the interplay of yin and yang isn't simply black and white, but a subtle blend where each contains the seed of the other. In this postnatal world, you will find that yin contains yang, much like the triagram of the earth, and yang contains yin, just as the lead triagram of heaven reveals. In other words, heaven and earth are in opposition, yet they balance one another. This means that our everyday world between hardness and softness is not one of absolute extremes, but rather a blend where even the strongest quality has a touch of gentleness and the softest quality holds a measure of strength. Just think of it this way. In human nature, both men and women possess qualities of both genders. For instance, in men, while testosterone, our primary male hormones, dominates, there is also a small amount of estrogen present. Similarly, women primarily produce estrogen, yet they also have traces of testosterone. These hormones, which are essentially sex steroids, shape our physical and behavioral characteristics. Typically, a man's trait leans towards strength and assertiveness, with the secondary aspect of gentleness, while a woman's characteristics are predominantly gentle, tempered by a measure of firmness. If these qualities were perfectly balanced, if the yin and yang were in equal measures, then the magnetic attraction between the man and woman might actually diminish. It is this imbalance, the predominance of either yang or the yin qualities, that creates a dynamic tension, much like the contrast seen in traditional Chinese cosmology in the postnatal world. The interplay of yin and yang is not a matter of absolute opposites, as in the pure extreme states of the prenatal realm, but rather a relatively opposition where each quality subtly influences and modifies each other. This nuanced balance is what makes human nature so rich and complex. It's what allows us to experience both strength and tenderness, decisiveness and empathy, qualities that are essential for deep, meaningful relationships and a vibrant, dynamic life. In the greater world around us, yin and yang are in constant motion, flowing in a cyclical, clockwise pattern that transitions seamlessly from one to another. This transformation is seen in countless natural phenomena. The gradual warming from the cold of winter to the heat of summer, and the reverse shift as autumn approaches. Ancient Chinese wisdom even divided this continuous cycle into 12 distinctive phases known as the 12 messages, each marking a specific moment in this ever-changing flow. A key principle of this transformation is that when yin reaches its extreme, yang is born. Think of the moment when the night is darkest. This is precisely when the first light of dawn begins to appear. Similarly, in human body, the circulation of qi flows in a rhythmic pattern, shifting between yin and yang channels and renewing our internal energy with each cycle. True health and vitality arise when both yin and yang are strong and in balance. When either force becomes deficient due to an imbalanced diet, lack of sleep, emotional stress, or insufficient movement, our internal harmony is disrupted. This imbalance can result in stagnation, poor circulation, and ultimately illness. For this reason, many traditional internal cultivation practices, such as Qigong, focus on harmonizing these two forces, ensuring that their dynamic interplay supports physical health, emotional clarity, and mental well-being. By understanding this delicate interdependence, we can begin to appreciate how the ancient Taoist view of Yin and Yang extends not only to the cosmos, but also to our inner lives. Whether you're considering your personal relationships, your emotional well-being, or even the way you interact with the world, remember that true balance comes from embracing both spectrums of qualities within us, recognizing that even in our apparent opposites, there are always a trace of the other. The concept of Yin and Yang is not merely about the opposites, balanced relationship that underpins both the cosmos and our very own existence. The natural world, with its cycles of day and night, the ever-changing seasons, and even the rhythms of birth and death, mirrors the interdependent qualities of Yin and Yang within us. Our health and well-being depends on this equilibrium, and constant, gentle transformation between these two forces is essential for sustaining vitality. Before we close, I want to share something very personal. So in Taoist philosophy, we speak about the balance of Yin and Yang, but this is not just a concept. It is something that we cultivate daily inside of our body. One of the most powerful ways I have found to do this is through a gentle practice called the golden turtle gazes at the moon. It is a simple traditional Taoist spinal alchemy that just takes a few minutes a day, yet it has completely transformed how my chi flows and how I feel along my dual meridian and my spine. The guided video itself is around 20 minutes, which I teach you in every details so you can master it easily. And after that, you'll be able to practice it in just a few minutes. When your neck feels stiff or your back feels heavy, it is truly the most practical way I have found to embody the Yin and Yang harmony right inside of your own body. If your spirit resonates with this, you will find the link just below in my description and my pinned comment. I would be honored to guide you through this beautiful daily ritual. And stay tuned as we continue to explore these timeless truths and discover practical ways to integrate this wisdom into our daily lives. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, balance is key to a harmonious and vibrant life. Bye bye.